Good evening, everyone. My name's Sean, and I'm going to be helping you make some chili today. This one's a little bit different. It uses lentils and a whole lot of vegetables. I do have beef in my version, but it's very easily made vegetarian, so stick with me, even if you enjoy it the other way. Anyway, let's get started. Right after this, I'm going to start showing you what it's made from. These are the ingredients that I'm going to be using today. As you can see, it's going to be a very vegetable-heavy chili dish. I've separated my vegetables into two sections. These are the onions and carrots and garlic and celery. There's 2 onions, about 3 carrots, 4 stalks of celery. These are the harder vegetables that are going to be put in first. Over here I have my softer vegetables, which are the broccoli, the green pepper, and the yellow pepper. These end up going last because you want to maintain their texture. If they overcook, they're going to be disgusting. Over here we have our lentils. I've got a cup of them. They are dried. I also have 1 can of crushed tomatoes, 1 can of tomato paste, and I'm probably only going to use 2 tablespoons of it. And then I've got half a kilo of ground beef. Now, if you don't actually eat meat, then you can replace the ground beef with an extra cup of lentils, and this dish goes fine. I've got to be honest, the beef is pretty much extraneous in this recipe. It's not really needed. You can definitely substitute it out, and it will be delicious. Just make sure you add something like coconut oil or something to it to give it a little bit of body. I'm sure you know what you're doing there. Anyway, in addition to these ingredients, I'm also going to be using some spices. The ones today are going to be paprika, cumin, salt, pepper, probably some oregano and some rosemary, just to give it a little bit of a fresh body to it, because I grow those myself. And then some fresh chilies, salt and pepper as usual, and canola oil. I'm out of olive oil, or I'd use that, and coconut oil is definitely an option if you have any on hand. Anyway, those are ingredients, and... Okay, the first thing we're going to do when we're cooking this chili is deal with our ground beef. I always add a little bit of the vegetables in with it at the start, so that it gets that little bit of flavor. And then you crumble it in. Breaks apart easier if you do that. I've got oil in my pan because this one's supposedly non-stick, but it really isn't. Anyway, we're going to cook this beef for a bit. And after you've been cooking it for a bit, the beef eventually goes brown, and you're done. Take this aside and start draining it, because, well, you need to cook the other vegetables now, and this gets added in again later. I like to reserve a little bit of the fat and use it to fry my other vegetables. Some people don't do that and prefer to use canola oil. It depends on the amount of fat, saturated or natural that you want in your diet. I like the flavor, and the risk of the saturated fat is worth it for me. Okay, and now we are on the next step. The beef is draining. I've got my pan here heating up. Pour in the little bit that I reserved. There's some beef left in there. I'm apparently terrible when it comes to measuring that properly. Then we put in our hard vegetables. And we start to saute them. Until they sweat. I'm going to add some salt and pepper at this point. Just because it starts to draw the moisture out and it gets them sweating a little bit faster when you do that. And the next time I see you, I'm going to start adding my spices to get that flavor going. But for now, we just want to sweat these off, keep them moving, and get all those wonderful scents and flavors going. You shouldn't touch it with your hand. That was a bad idea. This is a hot pan. That hurt. I'm stupid. Okay, and now the vegetables are all soft. Got a lot of moisture coming out of them. I've added salt. I've added pepper. I've gotten together some fresh herbs, rosemary and oregano. I'll put those in. I also added some chopped hot pepper. Stir. That started going. I'm going to add some of my spices. With some chili powder. Because you really like to eat. Or at least we do. Some South Coast jerk spice, because I couldn't find cumin, and this has some in it. And then some smoked paprika. And bay leaves. Okay, I'm going to get those added, because I can't use a lid with one hand. And I'm shaking the camera all over the place. But I'm planning on, basically 3 or 4 pinches of the smoked sweet paprika, maybe like a teaspoon's worth, about a tablespoon of the sweet jerk spice, and 2 bay leaves. Okay, spices are added now. I'm gonna toss it, just to get everything mixed around. You can use a spoon too if you want. I have fun tossing it, I like it. And I seem to get more all over my stove whenever I toss it. Oh, look! I'm the only one eating this, who cares? Seriously though, if you're preparing for other people, be sanitary! Okay. And now that everything is soft and I've got the paprika in there, I'm going to add some of the tomato paste to it. Then make sure that you've got like a lower temperature on your pan, and this part's got to be quick. You're just trying to give it a little bit of heat, because if you cook it too much, it'll burn really quickly, and that's going to ruin the entire dish. So I'm going to add in the tablespoon of tomato paste, stir it around really quickly, and the second I'm ready to add my beef, I'm going to be back with you guys, and then I'm going to keep this going. Okay, now all the tomato paste has melted. You can see there's no more big chunks of it in here, hopefully. My goodness, that would be embarrassing. You take your beef. Should be well drained now. Which is, you know, a lifesaver. I mean, come on, people. Don't buy extra lean beef. Buy regular beef and drain it. It takes a couple seconds, but you're going to save yourself so much money. I mean, there's just no point in spending that extra when you can do it yourself. Though I honestly break down chickens from whole on my own. So that's an entire different story. Okay, we get this all mixed up. We're still worried about the tomato paste burning. So, add my crushed tomato in. Got some on my hand. I love tomato. I can't help it. I actually have 2 plants growing in my house, and it's the middle of winter. I keep them alive because I need that. That's kind of my copacetic place. Is when I'm smelling a tomato plant. Okay. Stir, stir, stir. Now I'm gonna go grab my lentils and throw them in. Delicious. Okay. Magical appearing lentils. Stir, 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 stir. Look at that. Go lentils. Okay. Now those are in there. I just give everything kind of a chance to grow together and schmeh. Yeah. I put some garlic aside at the beginning. Keep showing you ugly things while I'm doing that. Watch the camera, Sean. There we go. Garlic press. Add in a little bit extra garlic right now. Just because it's delicious. Then a cup, maybe a cup and a half of water. You might have to add more later as the lentils thicken and suck it all up. Just keep it looking moist. Cover it with a lid and let it simmer for hours. Not hours. Should take like roughly 1 hour, maybe 1.5 if you're not lucky. Keep trying it, and when the lentils are all soft, it's going to be ready. I'll be checking back in with you guys, so I really hope that this goes quick for me. But, you know, it won't. I'm not going to rush it, because then it won't be tasty. Anyway, I'm going to leave off for you guys for now, and I will see you in a bit. Okay, and here we go. This is what it looks like. I actually had to add 2 cups of water to it. Bit more than I thought I would, just to get it to a good consistency. And now I'm going to cover it. And I'm going to set my timer for, I think, 60 minutes. It'd be nice to know when that's done. Okay. And now I'm just going to stir it occasionally. Keep it at a low simmer. This is one of those stupid ceramic top ovens. So not only does it pick up every stain, but it either has extra hot or not at all. So that part's a little bit difficult for me. However, give it some stirs, give it some time, and eventually those lentils will be soft, and you can serve them with rice or pasta or whatever, and have a delicious time of it. And I will see you when this is done. And I'm back. Don't think that I forgot the rest of the vegetables that we had to go. I'm actually back a bit earlier. I had set my time for an hour, and now it's been about 25 minutes. I've got my other vegetables separated right now. These are the peppers. I'm putting them in with an extra half cup of water. And I'm eating a piece of broccoli because it's freaking delicious. We're going to stir that in, because it's gotten really thick at this point, and I really hope yours has too. It's been about 35 minutes, simmering on low. The lentils are quite soft. I've got rice on to serve this with. You can use bread, potatoes, all that sort of thing. Hell, you can use pitas. Ooh, tortillas! Yeah, I want this in a burrito! Okay, that would be good. Okay, all that water is worked in. And it's really annoying. I need to get someone to hold the camera. I apologize profusely for the camera work, people. I am doing this one-handed. Okay. Now, going to let this cook for another 10 minutes. I'm gonna go on you. Oh no. And then after the 10 minutes are up, we're going to see where we are in the thickness. Add the broccoli in. Cover it. Leave it a little bit open so that you can thicken it up a bit. And then wait until the broccoli's soft and you're pretty much good to go. Anyway, once your lentils are soft, with me, it actually took the full hour for them to get to the point where I was comfortable adding the broccoli in. It's time to add your broccoli. This is quite thick right now, so I'm going to add in a little bit more water. I'm going to give it a stir, and then in 10 minutes time, once the broccoli is soft, it's time to serve, and we're ready to eat. Alright, thanks for sticking with me, we're almost there. Okay, it's been about as long as it needs to be. The lentils are soft, the broccoli has softened too, and we have rice now. It is cooked. So I'm going to serve us up, and there we have it. I made you a lentil chili. Okay, and there you go. I have loaded this up. And for a garnish, oh, there's our timer telling us that we're done. For a garnish, I have some pickles that I made. It's nice to just keep a jar of vinegar in so you can slice up the odds and ends that you have. And then you've got a nice little vegetable garnish. And there you go. We are done. Well, thank you very much for sticking with me. I hope you enjoyed learning how to make a lentil chili. Once again, this can very easily be made vegetarian. All you have to do is replace the beef with an extra cup of lentils.